Most people think that loving their dog, feeding them on time, and giving them a walk is enough to keep them happy. But the truth is, there are small emotional details that often go unnoticed. Details that can deeply affect how a dog feels about their relationship with their human. In today's video, we're revealing 8 surprising ways you're hurting your dog's feelings. And some of these might surprise even the most devoted pet owners. These are not just behaviors that hurt a dog physically, but emotionally, breaking their trust, lowering their confidence, and sometimes even making them feel unloved. So watch closely and find out if you're doing any of these things without realizing it. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insightful and heartwarming videos about dogs and their emotional world. Number 10. Ignoring their need for attention. Dogs are social, emotional beings that crave companionship and interaction. When they are ignored, it doesn't just make them bored, it genuinely hurts their feelings. Imagine sitting in the same room with someone you love, but they never look at you, never talk to you, and never acknowledge your presence. That's how dogs feel when they're constantly overlooked. Many owners get busy with work, phones, or TV, and unknowingly give their dog very little emotional attention. Over time, this can lead to sadness, loneliness, and even depression in dogs. They might start bringing toys to you, pawing at your leg, or barking softly just to get your attention. Not because they want to annoy you, but because they're longing for emotional connection. A few minutes of undivided attention each day, even just gentle petting or talking to them with affection, can mean the world to them. When they feel noticed, their eyes light up and their tail wags with pure happiness. Never underestimate how deeply dogs feel every moment of connection or rejection. Number 9. Yelling or using harsh tones. Dogs don't speak human language, but they're masters at reading tone, energy, and body language. When someone yells at a dog, even once, it's not just the loud sound that scares them. It's the shift in energy. They can feel the tension, anger, and frustration in your voice. It confuses them because they can't understand why the person they trust suddenly seems threatening. Over time, constant yelling can make dogs anxious, withdrawn, or fearful of doing anything at all. They may start to avoid eye contact, hide when they hear raised voices, or tremble when they sense tension in the room. Dogs respond far better to calm, consistent correction and positive reinforcement. Instead of shouting, redirecting their behavior with a firm but kind tone builds understanding and trust. Dogs want to please. They just need clear guidance. A calm tone shows leadership, while a harsh one teaches fear. Remember, a frightened dog is not a well-behaved one. They're simply too scared to respond naturally. Keeping communication calm and positive not only protects your dog's feelings, but also strengthens your emotional bond for life. Number 8. Leaving them alone for too long. For dogs, time passes differently. What feels like a few hours to a human can feel like an entire day to them. They live in the moment, and when that moment is filled with loneliness, it leaves a deep emotional mark. Many dogs are left alone all day while their owners work long hours. They sit by the door waiting, staring at the window, listening for footsteps, hoping someone comes home soon. This prolonged separation doesn't just make them bored. It causes something called separation anxiety. Dogs with separation anxiety can start crying, barking excessively, chewing furniture, or pacing around because they don't know how to handle being alone for so long. It's not misbehavior. It's emotional distress. They fear abandonment because their human, the center of their world, keeps disappearing for long periods. If that happens every day, the sadness builds up quietly inside them. Small changes can make a huge difference. Leaving behind an old shirt with your scent, providing stimulating toys, or arranging a dog walker or pet sitter for midday interaction can reduce that emotional pain. When a dog feels emotionally safe, even when alone, they remain confident and secure. They deserve to feel loved, even when you're not physically there. Number 7. Ignoring their fear or anxiety. Dogs experience fear in very real and powerful ways. Thunderstorms, fireworks, vacuum cleaners, or even new environments can make them nervous. But what truly hurts their feelings is when those fears are ignored or laughed at. Some owners think it's cute or funny when their dog shakes or hides, but to the dog, it's terrifying. When their fear is dismissed, it sends the message that their emotions don't matter. Over time, this damages trust and makes them feel unsafe, even around the person they depend on most. A compassionate response during those moments can completely change their emotional world. Sitting beside them, speaking softly, or providing a cozy, quiet space helps them feel supported. Never force a scared dog into facing what terrifies them. It only deepens the fear. Instead, show patience and understanding. When dogs realize that their human protects and comforts them during fear, their bond becomes unbreakable. Ignoring their fear might make them silent, but inside, they're hurting. Every dog deserves the feeling of safety, no matter what frightens them. Emotional comfort is just as important as food and shelter, because a dog's heart remembers who stood by them in their moments of fear. Number 6. Not letting them be dogs. Dogs are naturally curious, playful, and expressive creatures. They love sniffing, digging, chasing, and exploring. It's how they understand their world. When owners constantly pull them away from smells during walks, scold them for running in the yard, or expect them to act like quiet little humans all the time, it stifles their natural instincts. This might seem harmless, but it can deeply affect their emotional well-being. Dogs need the freedom to be dogs. Sniffing a tree isn't just random behavior. It's their way of reading the news, discovering who's been around, and stimulating their brain. Preventing them from expressing these natural behaviors leads to frustration, confusion, and even behavioral problems. Imagine if someone stopped you from talking, exploring, or expressing joy. That's how your dog feels when their instincts are suppressed. A healthy routine should include time for free play, sniffing walks, and exploring new environments. Letting them roll in the grass, chase a ball, or dig in a safe spot gives them joy and confidence. It tells them their world is safe, their feelings matter, and their personality is accepted. Remember, dogs aren't meant to be perfect. They're meant to be happy. Number 5. Forcing unwanted interactions. Many dogs are sensitive about their personal space. They may not always want to be hugged, petted by strangers, or forced into interactions with other dogs. When someone ignores those boundaries and forces a dog to be friendly, it can cause emotional distress. Dogs communicate through subtle signals, turning their head away, tucking their tail, or licking their lips, to say, "I'm uncomfortable." When those signals are ignored, they feel helpless and misunderstood. Forcing interactions can also create anxiety or aggression later, because the dog learns that their feelings don't matter. Respecting their comfort zone builds trust. It's better to let them approach people or other animals at their own pace. When they realize they have the freedom to choose, they become more confident and sociable on their own. Dogs are not toys to be handled whenever someone pleases. They are living beings with emotions and preferences. Showing respect for their boundaries is one of the strongest signs of love a human can give. Number 4. Punishing them for natural reactions. When a dog growls, barks, or becomes defensive, it's often their only way to communicate discomfort or fear. Many people punish these reactions, thinking they're teaching obedience, but what they're really doing is silencing emotional signals. If a dog is scolded every time it growls, it may stop warning before it feels threatened. And that's when bites happen. More importantly, it teaches the dog that expressing emotion leads to punishment. Dogs have emotional intelligence. They react based on what they feel. Instead of punishment, it's vital to understand the reason behind their reaction. Maybe they're anxious, scared, or protecting their space. By calmly redirecting or desensitizing them through training and comfort, they learn that their feelings are valid, and the world is not something to fear. Punishment might create obedience out of fear, but it destroys emotional security. Patience, understanding, and gentle correction create a dog that trusts rather than trembles. Number 3. Not providing enough mental stimulation. Dogs need mental challenges just as much as physical exercise. Without stimulation, their sharp minds grow restless. When that happens, they might chew furniture, dig holes, or bark excessively. Sadly, many owners see this as bad behavior, when in truth, it's emotional frustration and boredom. Dogs are intelligent animals that crave problem-solving, exploration, and new experiences. Simple enrichment activities like puzzle feeders, hide-and-seek games, new walking routes, or teaching new tricks can make a huge difference. When a dog's mind is engaged, it feels fulfilled, calm, and proud. Mental exercise helps prevent depression, anxiety, and destructive habits. It also strengthens the bond between dog and human through teamwork and fun. A tired mind, not just a tired body, makes a dog happy and emotionally balanced. Neglecting their need for mental stimulation isn't just about missing playtime. It's about neglecting their emotional growth. Every challenge they overcome makes them more confident and connected to the person guiding them. Number 2. Showing inconsistent emotions or rules. Dogs depend on stability. When rules, tones, or routines constantly change, it creates emotional chaos. For example, if one day they're allowed on the couch and the next day they're yelled at for it, they don't understand what went wrong. This inconsistency confuses them and leads to anxiety because they never know what to expect. Dogs thrive on structure and predictable reactions. It helps them feel safe and confident in their environment. Consistent behavior, calm energy, and clear boundaries make them trust and respect their human more deeply. When emotions shift drastically, being affectionate one moment and angry the next, dogs sense that instability and may withdraw or act out. Being consistent doesn't mean being strict. It means being reliable. Dogs don't expect perfection, but they do expect emotional stability from the person they love most. Consistency gives them peace of mind, something every loyal companion deserves. Number 1. Neglecting their emotional needs. This is perhaps the most painful mistake of all. Dogs may not speak, but they feel everything. Joy, sadness, loneliness, and love. When their emotional needs are ignored, they don't just suffer quietly. They slowly lose the light in their eyes. Dogs need affection, reassurance, companionship, and a sense of belonging. They need to know they're part of a family, not just a pet living in the same house. Some owners feed them well, walk them daily, but rarely connect emotionally. No gentle words, no calm pats, no acknowledgement of their feelings. Over time, that emptiness grows inside the dog's heart. They might appear fine, but deep down, they're longing for emotional connection. Taking a few minutes every day to look into their eyes, to speak softly, or to simply sit beside them does more for their heart than any toy or treat ever could. Dogs give unconditional love, and they need to feel that same love reflected back. Their emotions are fragile, and how they feel around you defines their entire world. Treat that trust as something sacred. Dogs may not understand every word, but they understand how they're treated. Every tone, gesture, and action tells them how much they matter. By avoiding these emotional mistakes, you're not just preventing sadness, you're nurturing an unbreakable bond built on love, trust, and understanding. So be patient, be kind, and always remember, a dog's heart is pure, but it feels pain too. If you truly love your dog, show it in the little moments every day. And before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful and emotional videos about dogs and their amazing hearts.